Hello everyone, welcome to the Fisher Group Real Estate channel. Today we're so excited to invite Miguel come to our channel talking about building your custom home. Okay, Miguel, you helped your clients did lots of custom built homes. What you can see, what common mistakes so homeowners usually make when they building their home, and how they can avoid the mistakes. Do you have any suggestion?
Yes. I would say the biggest mistake and the most common one is clients looking at things purely from a cost perspective. Ultimately, of course, you want to spend the least amount on building your house, but not at the cost of making it unattractive and hurting your resale value. So I find that a lot of times clients are making decisions, they'll look at flooring as an example, and they'll say, hey, let's do laminate instead of hardwood, engineered hardwood. It's like, no.
They want to save money.
They want to save money.
Okay.
And when you save money, you're saving money in the short term, but you're hurting yourself in the long term, because back to what we talked about earlier, when you list your house and you want 3.6 million like the guy up the street got, you're gonna make decisions that are gonna hurt you to achieve that, right? So that's probably one of the biggest pitfalls for sure. And again, part of it is you need to rely on, if you have a good designer and a good builder, they'll give you the right advice and help you save monies in areas that aren't gonna help, that aren't gonna hurt the resale value of your house, okay? And then the other mistake clients make a lot of times is kind of related, but sometimes too much involvement. They want, they see a sign and they're from another plumber, and they get a quote, and that plumber is $5,000 cheaper, and they're like, I want to use that plumber, and there's usually a reason why labor and materials are cheaper. It's because the quality is not there. So sometimes clients get too involved in the building process, and again, that's part of a builder's relationship as well, to manage that and explain to them why you shouldn't use certain trades or certain materials.
Okay. So number one, to over control your cost.
Yes.
And I saw the opposite one, too much we spend.
That's right. So it's somewhere in between, and you have to stick to a budget for sure. And again, we talked about this earlier. Sometimes clients start forgetting about costs and spend a little. They don't mind spending a little bit more on countertops, or do this, or it's only a few thousand here, a few thousand there, and it starts adding up, right? But just be disciplined, right? And if you spend too much but you're really happy with your house, well, that's a good thing too. You spend a little more, but you're thrilled, and that happens, right? Ultimately, that is what I want to see, is client move in and they're happy with the house. And if they spent a little more than they wanted to, but they're extremely happy, well, it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Versus on the other extreme, which I've seen as well, is where clients move in and they're not happy. They saved money, but now they're not happy because they cut too many corners.
Okay.
Right?
Overcut. And so for the custom built home, what trades are you seeing right now in custom home design and construction?
So like we talked about earlier, transitional overall style, which is transitional is sort of an in-between modern and traditional, right? And again, there's a lot of flexibility in that. So there's a lot of varying, there's modern country and style homes, etc. But definitely the trend is more minimalist, and that basically means like less crown molding or no crown molding, cleaner lines, less details, so simpler house. Simple house that still looks good. Versus 10 years ago, a lot of houses would have a lot of details, a lot of wall paneling, a lot of wainscoting, a lot of crown molding, heavy cabinetry everywhere, built-ins around the TV and fireplace. Now there's a movement away from that, just to keep things a little simpler, and that also helps a little bit on the cost.
Open.
Open concept's always good, right? When somebody walks into a house, things feel wide open. It just feels bigger, right?
True.
And then when there's a lot of detail, sometimes it looks too busy. So there's definitely a trend towards more of the minimalist approach.
Okay, if I'm a homeowner, I just kind of start. So I just want to buy land and start to custom build a home. Do you have any suggestion for this one? Or newer?
Yeah, well, just work with your realtor. Go see a lot of houses. Like, have a good understanding of what you like, what you don't like. Just do your research. Spend your time on the weekends. Go look at open houses. And start interviewing builders early on. Talk to a number of builders. Every builder has a different experience, and you'll learn a lot from them. And the same thing with architects. Really good idea to start engaging architects really early in the process. Because an architect is very similar to a builder in the sense that you're going to be working closely with them, and they have their own style, they have their own personality, and you want to make sure you can work well with them and that they share the same style and vision that you have. Right? And it's a lot of upfront research, I think.
Just do more research.
A lot of good conversations. Just go out and talk to your realtor, talk to different builders, and talk to different architects. Just the more people you talk to, you're always learning one or two things from everybody, right? And then you'll have a better sense of what you want. So then when you're ready to buy a property and start the building process, you'll be that much further ahead.
More sense about the budget, more sense about the time.
Exactly. So I've talked to many people over the years at different stages, and the worst thing is when somebody has a property, they've already invested, they buy a property, and then you tell them what the building costs are, and they're like, what? They have no appreciation, because they're thinking of building costs from 4 or 5 years ago, right? And that's the number they have in their head, and they don't realize it's changed. So, and then now they're in a situation, maybe they don't have the right financing in place, or they're going to have to delay the build, right? So, that's not a good position to be in, right? So, if you do a lot of that upfront work, even before you buy a property, it's just more informed.
More plan about that.
That's right.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks
thank
for
you,
having
Miguel.
me.
Thank you all. And thank you, Miguel, for sharing. Really insight, useful information for custom build home. Really appreciate about that.
Thank you for having me.